So, as you may have noticed about this one, it's a little boring because there is not a single dynamic marking written in. In the third from last line, somebody wrote in a crescendo that is not printed in the part. That's somebody else's marking before this PDF was uploaded. And so I'm going to reference the height edition a little bit for phrasing. The other thing you may notice is there are not many places to breathe. I had to kind of stop and create some because also at this slower tempo, I wasn't going to make the ones that are kind of more natural. So that's something else I want to go back and do on the playthrough. Let's start with taking a note of the breath marks that Mr. Height wrote in. He was sympathetic to our need to breathe. So I'm going to write in the ones that he wrote in. And then once we're going, we'll decide which ones we like. I think I'm going to need more, or I'm going to need them placed differently. But we can try it. That's a good starting point. I'm going to leave the trills out for now. Like I said before, my finger is a little bit injured and I don't want to be in pain all the way through. So I'm going to leave the trills out for a moment and while I'm rehearsing it, and then I will add them in later on so that you can hear what that sounds like. So let's go at the beginning again. I'm going to leave the metronome on for a bit because I think I got a little bit slower as I went on. I don't like breathing there. I think I would rather make some adjustments in order to make a musical breath after the G, after that resolves. So I'm going to go from the beginning again. I don't know. Neither one is great. Let's put it back for now. It might actually sound worse if I wait till after the resolution on the G. I'm going to keep going from that spot. Now, let's go back a little bit. So, Mr. Height has this study starting at mezzo forte, which I think is good. And I'm not sure I agree with all of his markings after that point. I think I'm going to make a little bit of a change. But I think I would rather kind of have, for now, this part also be mezzo forte. But I don't want it to just be plain and boring. So I think maybe like a little bit of a crescendo through here. And a little bit of decrescendo through here. Let's try that. Now I'm going to adjust that a little bit more. Instead of starting there, I think I want to do like crescendo is here and decrescendo is here. So the crescendo is maybe a bit longer than the decrescendo. So I think if at this tempo, I can make it all the way to here and grab a big breath. Once it's faster, at quarter note equals 60, I don't think I'm going to need this breath at all. I guess I would leave it in like very small as like an emergency if I needed it for some reason. If I was playing this while I had a head cold or something like that, and I knew I would need extra air. But I think on a more or less normal day, I'll be fine without it. Let's try that one more time. Yeah, I don't think I will need that breath most of the time. So let's play that next little section. I don't think I like that breath. I think I understand why he put it there, but I don't think I'm gonna like that there. Let's try one more time. I would rather do it there, I think. I'd rather take the breath there, if I can make it all the way there, which I think I'll be able to. I think that'll sound nicer. Yeah, I think a quick one there. It's almost to the end of that phrase. So maybe once it's sped up, I won't actually need this one either. But we'll see. Let me try that one more time. Let's see if I can make it all the way to that one rest without it. Yeah, I think I can get by without it and then make this one a nice big breath. And once I'm faster and I'm off the metronome and I can phrase more easily, I think that'll be fine. So let's look at Mr. Height's markings. So he has sforzando decrescendos on each of those trills. I don't think I want them sforzando. I think I instead want a bit like of tenuto on the downbeat, so I'm establishing that B flat each time. Now, we'll try this again once I put the trills in and see if it works musically. And he has them all kind of like a bit of a decrescendo. So maybe, but I don't think I want it to be like a huge decrescendo each time. It's just a little bit. Like a little bit of natural decay, I guess, to kind of make the B flats stand out a bit more each time. Something like... And then going on, he has piano at this D, which I think can work, and a big crescendo all the way through this section, which I like. And then he has mezzo forte here, but I think, and then kind of continuing to build up to here. So let's try putting all that together. No, this should be a B flat. Pacing I think was okay, but I messed up the last note. It should be a B flat. I don't know how I ended up on a D, but I did. One more time through there. So I think the mistake I made there was me wondering if I want to breathe in that spot because I was running out of air a little bit that time. So let me do that one more time. If on this third time I can't make it through nicely in one breath, then we do need to add an extra one. Yeah, that was better. I think I could do it with practice. Now, Height puts the piano on the downbeat of this measure. But since I am not going to take the repeats right now, I think I actually want it here under the pickups. And then he keeps it quite soft for a while until he has a decrescendo and another piano, which doesn't make sense to me because I hate when composers do that, when they do a dynamic change and send you right back to the same dynamic you started on. So maybe there's a little bit of, let me mark that in. Let's say that maybe we do need to kind of return to a piano for some reason. And that's here. So where would we be getting louder? Maybe here we're more like mezzo piano. So there's a little bit of growth through here. Make it live as long as possible, and that includes not killing the battery. So I have all those power saving settings turned on, which means that when I forget to plug it in, it just goes to screensaver like right away. Let's try that section through there. Actually, I'm gonna finish the preceding section and then go into the new section. Now that is a space where I'm definitely going to need a breath because we're not going to have another rest or opportunity for a minute. I'm going to kind of leave a beat when I breathe for now, just so I can stay in alignment with the metronome, but it will be quicker and with better flow when I play it without the metronome. I think I'm also going to do that. I did that kind of instinctively there, but I think it's going to make things better if I do just a little bit of a little bit of pullback going into that breath, and then nicely place that G after the breath. So let's look at phrasing through there. Same thing, he has it kept quite soft until here. He puts a little bit of what my teacher used to call like hairpins in, and then back to piano here. I think this study should really have like natural ebb and flow, but we don't want it to go flat, you know? I think it's one of those where, especially if there are no dynamic markings, no phrase markings, it's really easy to get distracted by the technical work and let it get a bit boring, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna go back to after the repeat, or the pickups going into the section after the repeat. To need both these breaths, so I either need to delete this one here or this one here, but I'm not sure which one I want to delete yet. Going to take it there. I think that one is going to be better, and with a little bit of emphasis on that B flat then. So let's see about that next one. try and take it here and not where Mr. Height marked it. Because I think that will sound better. Let's try putting those, oh, let's look at our phrasing too. So it's just piano through there with no change is what he has. And then a decrescendo here, but no written marking. So I'm going to assume that we're doing a little bit of little ebb and flow kind of between, like within piano, maybe to about like mezzo piano or so here. That doesn't look very good. Let's try writing that again. But keeping it kind of quiet. Yeah, I think this will work if I make this kind of a quick breath, this one right here. But this person who wrote in this crescendo, I don't think I agree with that. I think it's like the beginning or just mezzo forte. Height also added accents above the second, here at the end, added accents above each of these groupings, which I think I'm going to treat it more like a tenuto and less like an accent. And then he has a crescendo there, decrescendo here, crescendo here, forte here, and that's pretty much it until he has a little decrescendo to piano at the very end. I don't know if I want to end it piano, maybe more like mezzo piano. Let's see. We'll try it though and see how it sounds. Yeah, I think I will need that breath as like a quick one, just to kind of get me through till the end. So I'll put in parentheses because it's fast. I don't want to hold that D too long because the fermata is over the rest, not the note. So I want to kind of not clip it, but I want it to end, I guess, more quickly than I was doing it. So I have a nice like round ending, but not long, but not like staccato. And I think we want a decrescendo down to piano there as well, so that the little recap going into the end sounds a little more exciting. Yeah, I don't think piano is how I want to end that. I'm not even sure I want to decrescendo. I think I'm going to do the opposite of what Height suggested, and I'm going to crescendo into the end and end loudly. Let's try that and see how it sounds. Yeah, I think I like that better. So let's go back to the beginning now that I've kind of worked the way through sorting out some of the phrasing. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Let's go to 55. And I'll play some from the beginning, still with the metronome. So One thing that I want to make sure I don't do is try and put that B flat trill on a pickup. For some reason, there's something about this one that reminds me of an earlier study in this book where there's a trill like on the pickup, and this one happens on the downbeat, so I don't want to do that by mistake. I'm going to attempt the trill this time as much as my poor sad little finger will let me. So that's how it should sound, sort of. I don't want to do it too much. I might just leave it out for the rest of it because I don't want to be in pain. But let me show you what that looks like. So if you're new to these trill fingerings, I'm not centered. There we go. Our B flat is here, and you're going to trill to the C using the top two side keys. As you can see, my finger where my band-aid is hitting like right on them, and it's very tender. It does not feel very good, so that's why I'm reluctant to play them today. But you just kind of trill. I could go higher, but I feel like that's going to mess up my hand position, and I don't want to do that. But you have to take both of these side keys with you in order to get that B flat to C natural trill. So I'll kind of walk through that slowly so you can hear what it sounds like, but then please note I'm going to be leaving it out just so that my finger doesn't kill. So in a perfect world, you practice that slower than faster. I like to practice my trills. Nice and slowly, make sure I can hear both pitches and they sound nice as they can. These like side key fingerings don't have the best timbre. They don't always have the best pitch, but we make do, and it usually works out, especially something fast like this. As long as you practice on getting it as clean as possible, it should be fine. I am going to continue to leave them out though, just because it hurts. But I will do I don't think I did the grace notes before. I will play the grace notes. Yeah, I'll make sure I play the grace notes this time because I think I left them out before and I didn't mean to. I wanted to just leave the trills out and keep the grace notes. So let's go back at the beginning with the metronome. And now that we're speeding it up a little bit, let's see how these breaths hold up. So yeah, I think those breaths will work fine. They have to be quick. Those are like topping off your air supply to make sure you can make it towards the end breaths, not like really filling the tank, you know? I'm gonna keep going from after the repeat into the next section. So I didn't take this breath here that time. So I think I'm going to try that one more time and see if I actually need that breath. Mess that up one more time. Oh, now that time I felt like I did need it. So I'm going to keep that star by it. So that's one I may skip, but it's one I may take if I need the air. One more time through that section. additional breath that I think actually worked that I want to mark in. And I think it was right here. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the 5th line through the end, the B flat where I have the piano written underneath it. That's a big leap that I want to make sure sounds nice. So I'm going to just mark it to remind myself to prepare for it. Let's do that spot one more time. If I were struggling and I didn't have time to practice this the way I wanted to, I would probably break that slur between the lower B flat and the higher B flat and put a breath there. But I don't think I need to. I think I can polish that up and not need a breath there to kind of cheat that interval jump, that octave jump. So I want to put a little bit of crescendo just under that jump to help support it. So I think I'll give a whole click to that 16th note rest with the fermata. I think just one whole beat will be enough. Stronger ending. So I'm going to try it at tempo, but I'm not going to leave the metronome on. I'm also going to continue to leave those trills out so that I don't hurt my poor injured finger anymore. Let me try it just the first couple bars with this tempo. I think I can do it there. It may not be perfect, but we'll try it. So let's go from the top. So yeah, it was okay until I messed up that little connection that I want to mark. Yeah, I think tempo is good. I actually think it sounds okay without the trills. So if you were performing this, if you were in the same boat that I am and you had like a blister, paper cut, whatever on your finger and you wanted to avoid those trills, or maybe you are unable to execute them cleanly and so you make that adjustment just to give your best performance. And I think that's valid. I think it sounds okay without the trills. So I would absolutely play them if I was fully able to, and work on them a bit more. But if you were in a situation where it's performance day or exam day or audition day and you didn't feel 100%, maybe leave them out. So let's go from the top one more time.